want to talk about 3 things that I always have with me while I'm live streaming to make sure that my live streams go off without a hitch. So, the first thing that I always make sure I do, no matter what way I am live streaming, whether it is through YouTube and Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, I always make sure that I've got notes or talking points. Now, the cool thing is with YouTube and with Facebook or even something like Twitch or LinkedIn, we do have the ability to put notes on screen very similar to what we've got here. So inside of the platform that I use, Be Live, they have a running agenda that allows me to set a series of different notes, which I can then show when I choose to, or if I don't choose to, on screen. But this means that I always have that bullet point list of talking points that I'm going to be discussing so that I know what I'm talking about right now in the moment and what I'm going to be talking about in the next couple of steps. So it helps me with my transitions. It helps me to know where I'm going and what I'm going to be doing inside of my live stream. And I don't have to worry about stumbling or forgetting where I am or where I'm going to go next or how I'm going to conclude what I'm saying. So I love having those agenda points right on screen through Be Live or through Melon or through whatever live stream platform you happen to be using. I also make sure that I've got a list of talking points if I'm on a phone-based app like Instagram or like TikTok. So with those, you cannot put things on screen. You cannot do screen sharing unless you're doing something like the pre-recorded or static images from your camera roll. You can do it that way. So on Instagram, you can actually create a series of slides and just click through the different images and have yourself up in a small box. On TikTok, you can use the green screen feature and just kind of move your head so you can see what's behind you. But easier than that, I have a running list of things I want to talk about. Now, you can keep that on a separate phone. You can keep it on a computer. You can actually write it out. You can have it near you. And my pro tip for this one is that if you are live streaming through a phone and you don't have the ability to have the words directly on the screen, have them placed somewhere next to the screen. Because if you're picking up your phone to read your notes or you're picking up a piece of paper to read your notes, you're very clearly reading your notes. However, if you have your camera right here and behind it is the notes, then all you have to do is slightly look off to the side and you'll be able to read those. So for me, when I'm live streaming, I will have my tripod right here with my phone, and directly behind it is my computer where you are right now, and you have the ability to see right beyond that to ask those questions or to talk about those talking points. And it's really incredibly helpful as you are live streaming to know where you're going. If you're just jumping in, welcome to our live stream, Ask Me Anything. We're here every single week answering your questions in real time. And today we're talking about 3 things I've always got with me when I do my live streams that are not technology based. The next thing that I always have with me is water in a closed container. I always have something to drink in a water bottle or in a tumbler because it is really easy to be talking to your camera, go to pick up your water and knock it over and spill it all over your technology, all over you, all over the table, whatever it happens to be. So you want to make sure it's got a closed lid of some kind, whether it's a water bottle or it's a tumbler, so that you don't have any issues with it. Now, I do recommend water because that is going to be best for your vocal cords and for your throat and like all the good things, and it's going to be able to help you clear your throat if you need to. So some people will recommend other drinks as well. In the winter, in the allergy season, you might want tea. If it's early in the morning, you might want coffee. But if you do have those other things, I do recommend that you've got water as well in addition. And you don't have to get something big and giant. I sometimes use the little tiny water bottles, and that is enough to get me through that particular live stream. So make sure you have water in a closed container, and any drink that you have, coffee, tea, soda, whatever, in a closed container, a tumbler or a water bottle, so that nothing bad happens. If you've got questions on live streaming, I would love to get them answered for you. I have one more thing that I always have with me when I live stream that I want to talk about, but if you're joining me live, I want to answer your questions as well, so go ahead and drop those down below. And if you are needing help with your live streams, we're gearing up for the new launch of Livestream Action Plan, where I give you monthly action plans so that you can do live streams every single month for the entire year and reuse them without having to think about what you're going to be doing. You just have to fill in a couple blanks and do your live streams. So that's going to be launching next month. I'm super excited for it. And we are going to be doing all this cool stuff over at Livestream Action Plan. So if you need tips and tricks on live streaming, I've got tons of things linked down below for you to help level up for free. And we've got Livestream Action Plan for you as well. Now, the last thing that I have when it comes to my live streaming before I get to my bonus tips is that I always have my device charger. So if I'm on a laptop, that baby is plugged in. The only time it wouldn't be is if I'm on the road, if I'm out on location and I don't have access to an outlet, and then I make sure my battery is fully charged, because if not, it's very easy for that to die. And if your battery gets too low, your live stream will likely kick you off. I find this happens an awful lot when it comes to phones. So if you are live streaming through your phone, you want to make sure you've got your charger there. And the cool thing with that is you can bring a battery pack. So if you are out on the go, if you are doing things, have those extra battery packs with you, because they act as a reserve power source for you. You can't plug it in somewhere. So you want to make sure that you've got those cords and a battery pack so that if you start to get low, you can just charge that right up. Now, I do recommend, if at all possible, you have your device plugged in to begin with. So even if you are operating from your phone and your battery's full, if you have the ability to plug that in and you don't have a guest where it's going to interfere with the audio, I recommend that you do. This way, your battery will not be drained. It's not going to overheat your phone. You're not going to have any issues with it. It's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of stress, and you don't have to worry if your live stream goes extra long. So plug it in whenever possible, have a backup battery source if possible, and worst case scenario, make sure that battery is fully charged and you're mindful of your time limit and your battery power so that you do not lose power and not have the ability to end your live stream the way that you want to and the way that you need to. Now, like I said, I do have some bonuses for you. I always have the ability to have an agenda or a running list of notes to know where I'm going next. I always have water in a closed container so that I don't spill it, and I have it in case my throat gets dry or I start to choke or like whatever it happens to be. And I always have a device charger to make sure that my battery does not die while I'm live streaming. But in addition to those things, I also have two other things: tripod and a light source. Now, if you are on a laptop, I recommend you prop it up with a pile of books or something so that it is on eye level and it's not shaky. You're not holding it up. If you do not have a pile of books, sit it on your desk and sit lower so that you are not shooting up at yourself, but do not hand hold a computer or a phone. We do not want shaky feeds. So you are avoiding at all costs holding your phone or your device while you are live streaming, because this is just going to make for very hard to watch footage, and people do not like that and they will not stick around for that. So always have a tripod of some kind or something to prop up your computer or your phone with so that you're not shaky and you are on eye level. I also have a light source. So I'm always making sure that I've got a light source. Natural light usually doesn't work super well because the clouds come and go, baby. And you've heard my horror stories about the very first live stream I ever did where a storm unknowingly rolled in and ruined that live stream on me. So you want to make sure that you've got a light source, some type of light source, if at all possible. The exception is if you are outside on the go and you just have to use that natural light, do the best you can. But you do want to make sure you've got a light source. And bonus pro tip here: if you do need a ring light that doesn't have a cord, you are working off of battery packs here and you can take it on the go. I've actually linked one down below for you because it's like the most amazing thing ever. I've got a video on how to use it, one of my favorite things ever. And now I'm not restricted to just working inside of my studio. I can go outside. I can go to restaurants and cafes. I can go on location and live stream and still have good lighting. So when you're live streaming, you always want to make sure that people can hear you and people can see you and people are able to see you and hear you in a non-shaky way, whether it comes to that visual or that audio. If you have questions on how to live stream, on how to do anything when it comes to live streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, on any of the other social media platforms, including YouTube, including Instagram and including TikTok, go ahead and drop those comments down below. I will happily get those answered for you as we're gearing up for a live stream extravaganza. The next couple episodes of our videos here on YouTube will be revolving around live streaming and leveling up, because we know the social media platforms have already specifically said that you need to focus on video, short form video content, longer form video content, vertical video content, and live streaming video content. This is what people engage with, and this is the future of social media. So we are working to get you where you need to be to create more profit inside of your business through our social media marketing. Hit that subscribe and notification bell, because we are continuing our conversation on how to level up your live streams to make sure you're making money inside of your business through the things you're doing out on social. I'll see you in the next episode.